were talking about the
Oh, when you have good brown rice. Brown rice is awesome.
Dance with you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Why can I see Max doing that?
Every single one of them.
That just makes
Oh my god.
I'm not sure.
No, just make me a small container of rice.
Yeah, if you want to, I'll bring you the chicken.
Okay, everybody open up your Chromebooks and go to Google Classroom and open up the thing from yesterday.
Are you actually hanging out with me today, Joe? What? Are you actually hanging out with me today?
There's something in my eyeball. Will you get it out? Do you see anything?
Can I have more?
All right. All righty. So when you click on this link, let's talk about this. We had a good time this last period.
Like when I wake up, my eyes, it's just like right here, like this
And
part.
hopefully learn a
It's
little
like
bit.
so
of
red.
stuff.
I just like blast.
Okay, but here's where we're at. So we're going to click on this, and what happens when you click on this? You open up a new window, and it takes you here. Okay, and you're gonna start building your tree. How many kilobytes? I'm gonna give you credit for this today. So this could be kind of a participation credit thing. And so I'm gonna come around and kind of make sure we're all on the same page. All right. Yesterday, I think we started to build the tree, right, with the gecko and the fungus, right? Did we get that done? Okay, great. Okay, you should have finished that one for sure. Okay, so you can hit, okay, replay, and we've already done, hopefully, the red, green, and gecko. We don't need to do that one again. So I need everyone to get to familiar places, okay? And we're gonna talk about a few things here. So you make your screen look like my screen. You should have the amniote, the vertebrate, and bilateral symmetry. And at the bottom, you have dog, goldfish, king snake, and stick insect. All right. The reason why I like this activity, well, number one, I learned a lot. Like, holy cow! Like this next one that we're gonna do after this one, I had no idea what the answer was gonna be. And when it popped up, the big reveal, I was like, no way! I had no idea. Okay, so this, remember, like I said yesterday, this whole section of evolution is pretty much encompassing a lot of the terms, a lot of things that we've done throughout the year, and kind of building on that and looking at the processes. How does habitat affect like future species? How does climate change affect future species? Okay, what happens when a species goes extinct? What happens when you introduce a species? Okay, what are the abiotic and biotic factors? That sort of stuff. There's three terms here on this that maybe you're familiar with and maybe you're not, and that's amniote, vertebrate, and bilateral symmetry. Let's start with what I think is the easiest one, and that's vertebrate. Okay, we're all vertebrates because we have vertebra, right? We have 7 cervical vertebrae, 12 thoracic vertebrae, and 5 lumbar vertebrae. They encase our spinal column. And so vertebrates are things with a backbone, right? That's what you often hear, backbone, vertebrate and backbone. Bilateral symmetry, when we talk about symmetry, we're talking about things that are the same. And if we're bilaterally symmetrical, that means, yeah, Gracie? That's okay. Just go to the next thing. Go to the one. Make your screen look like my screen. You're good to go. Okay, and so this is bilateral. We're bilaterally symmetrical. I have a right eye, I have a left eye. I have a right nostril, I have a left nostril. I have a right hand, I have a left hand. Okay, but what about this term amniote? What was that? Have you ever heard of something? Yeah, Gracie. All right, well, let's just take a look. What's an amniote? What sounds like amniote?
Arrow.
Nice guess.
Yeah, I did it. Dude, dogs and snakes are.
Yeah, it's weird.
Wrong.
A fish.
What do I do?
What's an amniote, folks?
I did, but got it.
I got all the food.
Is anybody else not able to get to the second thing because they didn't do the first thing yesterday?
What?
Okay.
Do it again.
I just tried to and it restarted it. Why is it so hard?
It's not that hard.
No. Okay.
Literally- Level three,
I'm
level.
ahead, you guys.
I'm
I'm
the-
rough.
This one, Tree of Life. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
vegetarian one.
What was the answer
Ready?
for the
Let me get this about ready first or again.
What is it? It's
I bet you won't need it.
It's one of those egg.
I put you in a minute and a half.
Read it.
No.
Banana.
Lime.
Banana.
I don't know.
All right, as I do a Gracie here, let me tell you what an amniote is. An amniote means that you were born in an amniotic sac, right? And well, it could be an egg, right? But you were encased in an amniotic sac. And if you think about it, we had amniotic fluid around us, right? So we are amniotes. So what I need you to do is I need you to drag all those creatures to the middle, okay? And you make your tree. And once you do that, I will help you in a second because I've almost got great.
No, that's savage.
All right, there we go. There you go. Get it. All right. Yeah, sure. Go. All right. Does anybody else have trouble? John, are you with me here? Okay. So everybody's here on this one.
Why is this so?
Well, you haven't drugged those all up to make a tree. Okay, everybody, I ask y'all to make this a tree, right? Okay, so now we gotta go up here. We gotta go dog, goldfish. We're gonna put this up here together. We got king snake. We got stick insect. It doesn't matter where they are. Okay, now just a quick little reminder, these guys will light up once we put the correct thing in the right spot. Okay, so what do you think? We've got to have something in common. Okay, dog, goldfish, king snake, stick insect. What's Jack?
They all have bilateral.
Yeah, they all are bilaterally symmetrical. So what I could do here is I could take this and go down to the bottom. And what this does is this goes all the way up to the top and then it fills this in. So now I've got all this little dot. Now I've got to figure out which is a vertebrate and which is an amniote. Okay, are they all amniotes? Are they all vertebrates? Well, there's a little bit of a hint here. Notice stick insect is already got all of its stuff filled up, right? So that's not going to be a vertebrate. Stick insects do not have backbones. Okay, they have an exoskeleton, not an endoskeleton. So that means I've got to get my goldfish and my king snake over here to the side. So I just drag this over here like this. I drag this over here like this. Okay. And now I can say that those are all vertebrates. Now here's the tough part. Okay. Each one of them, except, well, not the goldfish, but the king snake and the dog, okay, still have something missing. I'm going to guess that that king snake and the dog should go together. And I'm going to guess that those are amniotes. Let's see if that works. And voila, everything is now filled. So this is telling me that the king snake and the dog are more related than the goldfish and the dog. The stick insect they're all related, but the stick insect is off on a little thing by itself. Okay, so the animals in this puzzle look very different. They all have one thing in common. What trait is that? They all have backbones. So click that and then hit submit. What's that?
That's not right.
Oh, they all have bilateral symmetry. Yeah, you're exactly right. Thank you. Duh, I'm the teacher. I teach bio. Yeah, they all have bilateral symmetry. Okay. And then once you click that, then you can go to the next one. Okay. So I want to make sure everybody's got this one on this page. If you're having trouble, you can make it look like mine. Okay. But if not, what's that? Oh, you already. Okay, cool. Gracie, you with me here? Okay. Now, some of you are jumping ahead, and that's fine. Okay, that is totally fine, but just stick with me at least because I want to make sure you know what's happening. And we're not going to do all these, and we might if you want. This is my favorite one out of all of them. Okay, so once you're done with the familiar faces, then we're going to go to the vegetarian tree of life. Okay, we're looking at plants. This one was the one that blew me away. I was like, what the heck? Okay, so if you know the answers, don't tell anybody yet. Okay, but I got banana, I got lemon, I got onion, I got radish, I got seaweed. Okay, here we are back on the seaweed, right? So what do those all have in common? And then what are they most related to? Is the banana more related to the lemon, or is the banana more related to the seaweed? And so on and so forth. So here's what we got. Petals in multiples of 3, petals in multiples of 4 and 5. Photosynthetic autotroph produces flowers or releases spores into the water. Okay. Of those 5 choices, which do you think is the commonality for all of them? This should be kind of an easy thing, Jack. Yeah, photosynthetic autotrophs, right? So remember our terms from the past. Photosynthesis is taking light and converting it into energy. Plants are autotrophs. What's the opposite of an autotroph?
Heterotroph.
Heterotroph. Nice job, Isaac. So I'm going to put these all together here in my middle part here, and I'm going to make it so that the bottom part is easy to get to. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to see if that's right, if they are all photosynthetic. And voila, let's see what happens. Boom, 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 boom. Everything is photosynthetic. All right. Now, it looks like seaweed only has one more thing. Is seaweed, do you think petals in multiples of 3, petals in multiples of 5, produces flowers, or releases spores into the water? Yeah, so we got to get seaweed off by itself. Okay, so I'm going to take seaweed here and make a branch by itself and come over here and just say releases spores into the water. Let's see if that's right. And boom, there it is. Okay, so we're done with seaweed. See, all of them are photosynthetic. Seaweed is off by itself. Okay, now, I'm not too smart. I don't know which one of these produces flowers. Maybe they all produce flowers. Okay, I don't know. So how do I find out? I click this, I click on the magnifying, Banana produces flowers. Lemon produces flowers. Onion produces flowers. What? Radish produces flowers. Okay? Seaweed, no flowers. Okay, it's all by itself. So look at this. I've already got it. Nice. Here I go. Produces flowers. Let's see if it works. Boom, 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 boom. Yes! Okay. Now I got to figure out which one are petals and multiples of 3 or petals and multiples of 4. I go back to my little magnifying glass. Bananas. Get this out of there. I don't want that. Bananas 3. Lemon 4. Onion 3. Radish 4. Okay. So I got to take this onion, put it over here next to the banana, and say multiples of 3 here, multiples of 4 here, and let's see if I'm good to go. Voila, I got it. This was a shock to me. Is a banana more closely related to a lemon or an onion? I would have put all my money on the lemon, but in fact, it is the onion. Okay. Amazing. Oh, I freaking love this thing. Okay, so once again, the bottom of the tree, the bottom of the tree is the base. That's what all the commonality, right? Okay, as we branch, we start to get more specific. Why seaweed all the way off there by itself? Because it's the only thing that produces spores in the water. Okay, so once you do that, hit submit, and then I want to talk about some dinosaurs here. Okay. All right. So it'll give me my score. It'll say mission completed, and then I hit next. Okay. Once you do that, I do want to get to fossils, and we're going to talk about this, but I want to play this video for a quick second.
How do we know that two species are related if their common ancestor is no longer alive? How do we know what happened on Earth before humans showed up? Sometimes the answers to questions like these are right beneath our feet. Look in the right place and you'll find fossils, traces of organisms that were once alive and that with time were preserved, usually in rocks. And here's the remarkable thing.
When we get fossils out of the ground, they have features that are shared with features found in living organisms.
So tucked away inside rocks that are thousands or millions of years old, we find fossils of bones and shells and leaves that resemble those in organisms alive today. They give us a record of how life on Earth has changed over time. It's not complete, however, because not all organisms get preserved and not all fossils get found.
So the more of these fossils we have that we can place on the tree, the more it tells us of when different features of organisms evolved.
Pull a fossil of a dinosaur femur or thigh bone out of a rock layer that's, say, 68 million years old, and you know that dinosaur must have lived about
Look at that. 1 bone, 2 bones, lots of bones, digits.
68 million years ago, and you can compare it to the femurs of animals both extinct and alive today, which will give you an idea of how those organisms are related and how the femur in particular has been adapted to suit new organisms in new environments over and over again. The fossil record provides strong evidence for evolution. It shows us that evolutionary change tends to be gradual. It gives us physical proof of extinction and of single species splitting into 2. And it contains creatures that are transitional forms between one group of species and another. This is where you're being sent now, to a place where living things become rocks, and those rocks become clues that tether the ancient Earth to the modern one.
Okay, so I have this really brilliant student whose name is Lucas Popey. And Lucas Popey real quickly brought this in. I don't know if you all saw this the other day, but if you didn't, here it is. I'll get it on camera. This was in his driveway, and this is a fully intact brachiopod, and I've never seen one fully intact like this. Okay, I once met with it. Thank you again. This is amazing. Million years old or so. Okay, well, maybe 700,000 years. Anyway, so this thing was alive. How did it become a fossil? It died, and then dirt and water went into this thing and settled there. okay, which is amazing. And Steve, I asked a dude who was really into fossils and a fossil expert. I was like, how easy is it to make a fossil? And he goes, incredibly hard. He goes, this brachiopod, the fact that it became a fossil was incredible luck. And it's only a fraction of the number of brachiopods that were out there. Think about the number of species that exist that either A, we haven't found, or didn't become fossilized, right? So this thing that I'm holding in my hand is an ancient creature. And the fact that I get to hold it in my hand blows my mind. Okay, so let's click on eating dinosaurs for dinner. Okay, you may have eaten a dinosaur last night without even realizing it. Complete the puzzle to find out for sure. Okay, so here's what we got. Kill these lights again. We've got a Albertosaurus, an Archaeopteryx, a chicken, an ostrich, and a T-Rex. Is the chicken really related to any of these?
Yeah.
Here's what we got: two-fingered hand, shafted feathers, toothless beak, and a wishbone. Oof. This one's a hard one for me because I don't know any of this stuff really. Okay, so I'm going to put them all together. Okay. And let's see where we're at. Got a T-Rex. All right. Of these things, what do I got? So I'm going to hit the magnifying glass, and I'm going to look at these critters here. Albertosaurus, two-fingered, had a wishbone. Archaeopteryx, feathers, wishbone. Chicken, okay, feathers, wishbone. Ostrich, beak without teeth, feathers, wishbone. T-Rex, two fingers, wishbone. Sounds like my common thing is wishbone, right?
Yeah, those are the beginning.
Let's do it. So I got my wishbone, and there I've all kind of filled it in together. Okay. Now, two-fingered hand. I remember T-Rex was two-fingered hand, but I've forgotten what other two-fingered hand had. Oh yeah, Albertosaurus. Okay. Albertosaurus. Okay, let's go over here. Let's see if that works. We'll put my two-fingered hand over here, and voila, let's see what's going on. Boom, I'm done with those two. So now I got my chicken, my Archaeopteryx, and my ostrich. Do they all have feathers? Let's take a look. Does Archaeopteryx have a feather? Feathers. Does chicken have feathers? Yeah. Does ostrich have the feathers? Yeah, both. Okay, so now I'm going to go feathers down here at the bottom. Okay, and now I want to look and see if there's teeth. Oh, looks like I've only got two things left. That's the ostrich and the chicken. So I put this ostrich over here. And I'm going to put toothless beak over here. We know that T-Rex has teeth, right? And voila, here we go. After solving the puzzle, do birds have anything in common with dinosaurs? Duh, they do. And that is the wishbone. You with me on this, folks? I like this. Me like you. Okay? I don't know what it is about it, but it's cool. All right. Let's do one small step. Okay? But I'm going to let you do this one because there's only three things. Digits, eyes on top of flat head, strong arm-like bones. See if you can figure this one out together. And if you want to do the whales one, if you're already there, do the whales. It's the hardest out of all.
Can't figure it out.
I'll give you
There is a cat on.
there's a catch. And there is also a cat.
Mr. Burners, I finished it.
You should.
I finished the
Don't tell
whales one.
nobody. No, don't tell nobody.
You should erase the. You should erase the cat.
Look, am I?
You want me to erase it?
Wow, Sammy.
Same.
I killed a cat.
What?
You killed a cat?
How dare you? Attaboy.
Just
I didn't even know.
Sorry to get paid.
I don't know why mine is always that.
girls don't go with anyone.
True. I know, there's this little part of me, I try to do this dinosaur.
They don't have blood.
Well, this one by itself. These two have three. So then that
Tiktaalik, by the way, is the one bone, two bones, lots of bones, digits.
digits. I can't figure it out.
King, arm-like bones, flat head,
So
webbed
close.
toes, arm-like bones. Looks like this one's got lots of arm-like bones. Strong arm-like bones. Okay, now which one has eyes, a flat head, or digits? Okay, digits. Ooh. No.
Okay, Gills doesn't go with anything.
Turpalon.
Explain. There's an answer. No, I'm not joking. I put it at the bottom. I don't know if I can see this. Because it's like more generalized. It's gotta be all of the above. It's always all of the above. Can we like upgrade stuff? Is that what this tree is? I don't do it. You know what? First floor. What happened? What the heck? Abilities. Oh, you can angle it? Yeah. Is it constant thing? No. It's just you just. Yeah. Don't be constant. Be awesome. Be awesome. Oh, that was also. Oh, that's really cool.
That was a hard one.
Which one?
The Tiktaalik. Gotta get those arms, strong arm-like bones to get out of the water. If you can get whales done, that would be awesome.
That's mission.
That's mission. You're at mission 3?
I'm at mission 4.
What? 6?
Oh,
Get out of town.
I did it. What? Okay. Okay.
Always got one up.
Always have. Okay. No, shut up.
Shut up.
Say what is it? What? Last one. What's the answer?
Like, I didn't know all these things nursed underwater.
Well, you know, if you click on the, you don't have it yet, but there's a DNA.
Oh yeah, the DNA, that's huge, right?
But that
Oh,
helps
it just shows you like where all they go.
That's cheap.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't tell you where it goes, but it tells you like their DM.
Yeah. All right, I haven't gotten there yet. Blue Whale Duradon.
You can't really do that. Now, they have four.
Wait, and then do this. Click on this and then figure it out. Then right here, it'll tell you what it has. So then just find one. I think it's gonna be compound. Can I go give the library their Hitler gun back? Yeah.
Did you get the whale set?
Yes.
That was tricky on the gills one, right? If you didn't get the gills right.
Hey,